Hello, Elliot from abroaden here. Now, last month during the Work in Barcelona job fair, we had the pleasure of running a workshop on the top 5 tips to turn your next paycheck into a wealth building machine. Now, if you are too busy to attend, that's not a problem because we've created this little video to summarize the talk, and along with our accompanying guide, you'll be able to take these top 5 tips and incorporate it into whatever wealth building strategy that you might have. So let's quickly jump into it. First, you need a bulletproof emergency fund. Before you start talking about investing or savings or whatever money goal you have, you need to ensure that you have 3 to 6 months of emergency money saved up somewhere just in case that you need it for a rainy day. This money needs to be in a place where you can easily access it but not accidentally spend it. The benefit of this is that you have it sitting around so that in case something bad happens, you're not going to have to go into debt to cover that cost. 2, you need a budget. Budgets are incredibly important because they help us route our money to different aspects in our life, both today and down the road. Now, there are tons of different budgeting techniques, but they all have 3 points in common. First, they cover our current needs, things like housing, food, clothing, the essentials we need to live our daily lives. Second, they cover our future needs, and we do that by saving or even better, investing our money. And finally, they cover our current wants and desires, things like going out, experiences, travel, all of these things that make life worth living and enjoyable. And whatever you choose in terms of your budget, there's tons out there, but they need to cover those 3 points. In our guide, we cover 3 different budget techniques that you can implement right now, from super basic to incredibly technical. Again, you can check that out in the guide. 3, we need to put our excess savings to work for our future selves. Now, there are tons of ways that we can do it, but arguably one of the best is to take advantage of this concept called compound returns. If you're not familiar with it, basically what it means is that whenever we make an investment and we are lucky enough to earn a profit, instead of taking that profit and spending it, we just reinvest it into our investment strategy. And this time around in that cycle, because the amount of money that we've invested was bigger than before, the return that we will receive will be bigger than before. And as we repeat this cycle over years and years and years, the impact on our wealth can be absolutely massive. Now, there are tons of different ways that we can do this. Usually investing is what most people recommend, and we have a couple of high-level tips that you can check out in the guide. But whatever you're doing to take advantage of compound returns, you're going to want to look at something with a little bit more risk than what you see in a bank account. And the reason for that is banks will never ever pay you an interest rate, whether it be on your savings deposits or your current account, that will beat inflation. So if you leave excess money in the bank, it actually loses value over time. So you absolutely want to try to take advantage of some sort of compound returns that will get you closer to your wealth building goals. Now, of course, putting your money at risk or investing it can be quite stressful mentally. We go over some tips that you can look at to get yourself in the right mindset in the guide, but whatever you do, you really want to focus on building your wealth over the long run by putting your money to work for your future self. 4, you need to have some sort of plan for your money and your financial goals. Now, whether that's 3 weeks from now or 3 decades from now, it doesn't really matter. You just need to have some sort of idea and strategy in place to be able to reach whatever they are. Because without one, you're just doing aimless activity without a purpose, and there's a good chance that you're not going to reach whatever it is you have in mind. There are many different ways you can set a plan, and of course that will vary greatly between the time from when you start and when you want to reach it. But if you're struggling to figure one out, we recommend this concept called the Smart Financial Planning Method, which enables you to build a bulletproof goal, and we explain that in the guide, and it includes a link to our training module on it as well as the template. So definitely check that out if you're struggling with your goals. 5, if you're living abroad, you also need to make sure that whatever strategies, investments, and services you're using can cross borders pretty much as easily as you do. Now, unless Spain is your planned final destination, there's probably a good chance that you're going to leave the country at some point, whether that's to someplace else or even back home. And you want to ensure that whatever investments and plans that you have in place to grow your wealth won't get disrupted when you decide to move. And this is very important because a lot of the services and products and solutions being offered are targeted towards a domestic market. And when you leave, there is a chance that you could lose access to it, or it will disrupt your plans and interrupt your ability to take advantage of compound returns. And of course, we know how difficult it is to move in general when we move to another country that's 10 times harder. So we want to ensure that our wealth and our investment plans and our money aren't going to cause a lot of extra headaches while we're trying to resettle our lives. We have one last bonus tip, and that is treat yourself. Now, you're out here looking for a new job, and that is never an easy experience with all the interviews, the stress, and the uncertainty. So, when you've landed that new job and you have that first paycheck, take a little bit of time to go treat yourself. Go out to eat, go out for a nice evening, go on whatever little adventure, buy yourself something you've been thinking about because you've earned it and it's something that you've worked hard for and you deserve it. So that's a 45-minute workshop squeezed into a short video. I hope you found this informative. And again, check out the guide where we dive into the concepts in far greater detail. You'll also find links to some very useful resources like articles, tools, and even other workshops where we go super deep into a concept. And if that wasn't reason enough to open the guide, well, I'm happy to announce that we're giving away one free one-on-one financial coaching session with one of our qualified experts. And during this session, you can ask them pretty much any question you could think of about money or even living abroad, and they'll help you find an answer or solutions to it so you can reach the success you're looking for regardless of where you call home. The sign-up link for that is inside the guide, so hurry up and sign up now. We're going to announce the winner at the beginning of July. Go ahead and sign up and click on the guide to get in that contest. And if you like the content that we've released, well, we're actually posting regular tips on financial well-being for people living abroad on our social media channels. So if you're not already, give us a follow on LinkedIn and Instagram and never miss out on our great content. Right. I hope you found this useful and I hope to see you around sometime. Have a great day.